Hi, Standard 5. For your art lesson today, is your lesson overview for today. You need to be able to create a 3D pop art by using textured element, shape element, value elements, and also color elements in your artwork. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can produce or can make this artwork happen. Okay, so if you have color paper, you can use color paper also if you want to, but you also can use different A4 paper other than the one that you have as the base. Okay, and you also need your watercolors and glue, scissors, your crayon, and also your brushes. Okay, all right, so first thing first, we need to set up the base for your artwork first. You can create some texture here if you want to, or you can put it as just a blank with plain color, but make it as interesting or as creative as you can. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to create texture by using crayons only, and then after that I will paint on it with different color. Okay, so this technique you already know, so I will speed it up for to reduce your viewing time. Okay, as you can see here, I have already prepared the base here. So what I did was I just create some textures by using crayons, and then I paint over it by using watercolor. Okay, as you can see, purple and yellow, they have a very nice contrast together, so that's why I choose these two color as the best. Okay, you can choose different color also, whichever is your favorite color later on. So I'm going to leave this aside to dry, and then for this time we're going to prepare for our next item or material, which is your the 3D, the shapes. Okay, okay, first, right, so let's choose one paper first, and then okay, so think of a word that you want to create here. You want to write here it, think of a very short word like okay, okay, pow, yes, bam, what else? Okay, for today I think I'm going to use pow, POW, and make it like it's exploding. Okay, right, so I'm going to draw the word first. You can use pencil to start off, make it bold and 3D. Okay, and then O. Next, your W. Okay, now I still have some space over here, so I'm going to use this for the exclamation marks. Okay, and with a star. Okay, now I would like to put some textures on this, so I'm going to use this as my texture. I'm going to use rubbing technique as well, but if you want to use different technique, you can do that, right? So I think let me choose a color. I think I'm going to use this blue for P. Okay, rub it on. Okay, now for this one I'm going to use different texture, maybe some dots. Okay, next here I'm going to use another different texture. Okay, I think I want to use something like zigzag or just a straight line, but I can see lots of textures going on over here. Even though it's a straight line, there are still some textures there going upwards. Okay, okay, I'm going to put it nearer to you so that you can see the texture. Now can you see the texture? Okay, now last one, the exclamation mark. What type of texture are you going to use? Maybe you can use I think I'm going to use yellow for this one, so I'm going to put it as a straight line like this. Okay, and for this one, rubbing technique. Okay, now before you cut it or before you paint on it, give it one more line by using your black crayon. Outline it again. Okay, okay, I have already dried up all the artwork that I have painted just now, all the shapes and the stars and the wording. So while waiting for it to dry off, I'm going to teach you how to make the spring by using um, leftover papers. Okay, don't waste your papers, just use some leftover papers that you have at home. Okay, so this is, you just cut it into half, and then after that, okay, depends on how big you want your spring to be. So let's say for example I don't want my spring to be too big, so I'm just going to use this size only. Make sure both of them have the same size, at least the same size. Okay, right, so you just cut it off, same size. Okay, now this is how you are going to do the spring. Why do we need to make the spring? Is because this is because we need the spring to stick the paper, this wording on it later, and the shapes, this wording we're going to stick it on this base paper so that it will look like it's popping out. Okay, that's the purpose of the spring. So you have these two papers with the same length. Just put the glue here and stick it like this. Okay, can you see? Like this, stick. Make sure it's strong enough, and then here at the back, to hold it together, you fold it like this so that it will be stronger. Okay, now you will have this. Okay, so now what you need to do is that you have this, right? You just fold it, the left one fold upward, and the right one you fold upward. Left one, the one on top just now, go here, go downward, here go downward, and then again same, upward, upwards. Okay, I'm going to zoom it so that you can see clearer. Okay, right, fold downward, fold downward, fold upward, oops, fold upward, fold downward, fold downward, fold upward, fold upward, fold downward, downward, upward, upward. Okay, right, so this is your spring. It will look like this. Okay, yes, now stick the glue, stick with the glue, not stick the glue, stick with the glue. Okay, there you go. So that is your spring, your first spring. So how many spring are you going to make? It's how many shapes did you create just now. So for me, for example, first I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and also 7 spring, including this one. Alright, okay, so do your spring first while waiting for your paper to dry off. Okay, so I have a few springs here. So what I'm going to do next is, since it's dried, it's already dry. Okay, so I'm going to cut all of these shapes and also words here. Cut it, and then later on I will show you how you can stick it all together. Okay. Okay, if you can see here, why did I fold it like this just now after I painted one side? It's because I want to create a rough effect on the other side here. Okay, you can see there the visual texture on it. It looks like cloud and rough effect over here. Okay, can you see the cloud effect there? That is why I fold it into 2 just now, and then I put some pressure on it. Okay, so this is how you're going to apply the spring on your on the base of your paper. So you have 2 springs, because this is a big paper, so you can use 2 springs at least. Okay, So you apply glue at both of the end of the spring. Oh, where is it? Yeah. Right, apply the glue, and also for this side. Then choose a spot, maybe at the end here. Okay, stick it there, and then also stick it at the other side on this place. Okay, now it's sticking. Same goes to the other one. Apply the glue. Okay, and stick it. Yes. Okay. Alright. Okay. Can you see the spring? Right over here. And then one more is here. Okay. If you see that the spring cannot hold the middle of the paper, you can see that it is a little bit slanting like this. Then you can put one more spring here. Or if you don't want to make another spring, you know what you can use is that you can take some of your leftover paper here, and you just fold it like this. Because this one you cannot see, you don't have to make it into spring. Okay, just fold it, and then after that you stick it at the back at this side. Okay, in the middle. Right, that is if you don't want to make any more spring. Okay, and one more thing, if you don't want to do spring or use spring, you can also use sponge. Okay, because sponge has the same effect with spring. Okay, they can make things appear like it is in 3D. Okay, or it is like it's popping out. So for this one, I'm going to put some one more spring in the middle, because the paper is too big and 2 spring is not enough to hold one big paper. So I'm going to put one more spring, and that's it. Okay, and for the rest of the paper, you do the same technique. You put spring and you stick it to both sides. Alright, so this is my next spring. I'm going to put it in the middle, then stick it here. Okay, alright, so now can you see my paper? It looks so much better than previous. Okay, because I have 3 springs here. Right. Okay, next steps, I'm going to speed it up. Okay, standard 5. So that is the end result for your artwork today. Okay, it may take some time for you to finish it, but be resilient. Okay, you will be satisfied when you see your end result later on. You can see that your artwork is popping out from the paper, right? Can you see that? And it also can move. Okay, right, so I'm going to zoom it. You can see clearer, and we have lots of textures there, many types of textures. Okay, right, so if you see from the back or from the bottom, this is how it looks like, with lots of spring to hold your artwork. Okay, okay, right, so you can start now with your artwork, and I cannot wait to see your end result. See you next week. Bye.